Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, we have almost done with the lighting over here for this particular interior over here. Let's go into this and render it once over here. So I'll just click on the render and let's check it out how it looks over here. So we'll just render it once and see. Alright. So now what I'll be doing over here is, like, if you want to add or you want to manipulate with some lights, that can be done. Also I'll go into this. Let's go into perspective over here and I'll take a V-Ray camera. Let's take a V-Ray physical camera. I can just add a camera over here. Let's go into this. I can just delete this camera. So okay. So now if I try to render it, you will see that the scene might be darker. So I can just go into this and we do have this ISO over here. I can just we'll just keep the ISO as 100. We have the shutter speed. We can change the shutter speed. We can slightly reduce the shutter speed over here. Again, I'll go into this and we have the balance as well, the white balance, the balancing. If you need it from the camera, we can do that in the scene. So we can do the changes over here. We can make the changes. This looks a bit better. So I'll just keep some changes over here in this way and slightly. Again, I'll go into the material. Let's go into the material editor. Go into the compact material editor. Let's go into the camera. Let's render it once again. So I can go into this, and if you want to make some changes, that can also be done. We can increase the brightness if required. Can slightly go with the brightness over here. We can make the changes. Let's go over here, and if you on this and let's activate this again, doesn't make much changes because we have already added a color balance on top of it. So now render it. Okay, doesn't make any sense much. So what I can do is I can go over here and I'll select this light and slightly increase the multiplier of that light. That can make a difference over here. Also, let's go into the slate material editor and for the floor will slightly reduce the reflections as less as we can do over here. So I have slightly reduced the reflections of the floor. Alright, so let it render once. Alright, now again I'll go into this. Let's go into the environment. Let's go down. V-Ray environmental fog. I'll slightly reduce the fog over here. So I want to see the fog. I can just reduce the fog intensity. If you want to push it towards a bit white, that can also be done. So let's go into rendering. Again, go into render setup, and let's go over here into V-Ray. So render settings, I can slightly increase this, the minimum and maximum values. I can go over here, local subdivisions, environment. Okay, we have added a V-Ray sky over here. I'll just save the file once. Color mapping, will keep it okay. If you go with linear multiply, you might see some changes looking very sharp. You can make it as HSV exponential, that is also okay. You can go with exponential, so you will get the details of it. Let's go again into the advanced subpixel mapping. I can activate it. Irridance map, I'll increase this 180 by 75. Light cache, I'll increase this, and now let's render it once again and see. So now we can add some light passes if needed. We can add some light passes over here. So we can go into render elements. Let's click on add over here. Let's click on add. So you will get some, like we can add some passes like V-Ray atmosphere, V-Ray denoiser, V-Ray diffuse filter, global illumination, lighting, V-Ray reflection, refraction, self illumination, shadows, specular, Z depth. These are all the light passes which can be easily added over here. So once it is done, let's click OK, and again you can just render it once. Let's render it once. Alright. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. As you can see, the light passes what we are going to render. It's going to show over here. Then later on we can save it and we can composite the light passes and work further over here. So we can composite in Photoshop or After Effects or any other application, Nuke or Fusion or any other application. So we can just composite it, and if it is in the form of a video, we can render the passes in the form of sequences. So that is going to help out. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So thanks for watching this tutorial.